Hello, girls, gays, ghouls, gays, and theys. Oh, I'm so sorry. Welcome to Tabletop Tiddies by Night, a Urban Shadow Second Edition actual play run entirely by creatures of the night, and those creatures happen to be of marginalized genders. I am your GM, the spirit of the city, and some funny third thing, Dare. My pronouns are she, they, and they, and I am joined, as always, by my ever lovely creatures of the night. But before we get into intros and everything else, I want to take a quick second to acknowledge the colonial history of both Canada and the United States and the way that both of these countries have and continue to take from Indigenous people. The effects of colonization are still felt to this day. If you would like to know more about the effects of colonization and to support some Indigenous charities and organizations, you can go to the resource page on our website at tabletoptitties.com/resources. I will also let you know that I live in Colorado, so I am coming to you from the lands of the Ute, Cheyenne, and Lipan Apache First Nations. And I will now throw it over to my ever lovely players, starting, of course, with Shar.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Woohoo! We love that. We love the versatility. And also, you know what else is versatile? Good berry dice. Seamless segue. You're welcome, everybody. Are you trying to find that perfect set of gaming dice? Well, look no further than Goodberry Dice, your one-stop shop for unique and high-quality dice sets. The folks at Goodberry Dice believe in nourishing your game experience with dice that sustain your passion and embrace your imagination. Whether you're a seasoned dungeon master or a budding sprout, head to goodberrydice.com for beautiful dice sets that will nurture your fantasy and let your creativity bloom. The Tiddies all received a wunderbar, a dice set of their choice. Dare looks like she could harm somebody with those. I love
Oh, I
them.
absolutely can. Don't worry.
And she will us tonight. No, and yeah, they're so wonderful and so cool. And you can use code Tiddies at checkout for an extra discount. So what's stopping ya? Please
Shrek?
go check out. Don't worry about it. Check out goodberrydice.com. Good baby. Good baby dice.
Oh, I'm terrified that Abigail's going to be doing bits tonight with voices.
so many changes in accent and vibe during that.
If you want
more metal music in your ears, perhaps by Cat or by other instrumentalists, you can maybe hear them tonight, thanks to Sirenscape, which Kelly is using as our DJ to make our stream more atmospheric. You can check them out at sirenscape.com. They have a free and a pro version, so make sure you check them out. Also, if you are watching us live on Twitch, please use your Amazon Prime sub on us or just subscribe with your regular ass money. It helps support the show. It's a lot of work to do what we do, and we can only keep the lights on because of your support. So thank you so, so much. And Amazon Prime subs reset every month. So just a reminder, subscribe.
Speaking of regular ass money, this is Rachel here asking, do you know did you know that we have a merch store? If you didn't, well, I'm here to tell you about that. If you see the show tonight and you think to yourself, man, I need Tiddies paraphernalia plastered all over my body and my home, you can check out the cool designs that we have up at tabletoptiddies.threadless.com. Sales happen frequently, so you're always going to get a good deal, and we always have our cool new designs. So like the new art that we have will be up there. You can put that on a t-shirt.
Whoa.
I want it on a t-shirt. I'm probably going to order some. So definitely go and support the Tiddies and show that you are a proud Tiddy committee member by buying some merch at tabletoptiddies.threadless.com. And remember, when we say titties, it is with double D's.
All right. It's me. Hello. All right. So tonight's content warnings are, of course, depictions of alcohol, scientific experimentation, violence, generally done both on the individual level and sometimes through gangs, kidnapping, as well as general vampire monstery stuff. And on with the show. No video, pew, 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 right?
Not yet.
I'm gonna just. It's part of the bit now. Is
someday
asking.
I'll remember to organize Casper to make it.
No, it's part of the bit to ask.
Okay, yeah, I'm just putting that in my schedule right now.
Every Thursday, I'm like,
Last
oh yeah.
On Tiddies by Night, the group's essentially split into two different. The group's split into two different directions, due to Octavia maybe being a little hyperfixated on trying to find Marguerite, and not really considering the fact that half of the crew doesn't know who the fuck that is. So they went two separate ways. Octavia, Abigail, and Riley all heading off to find more evidence and clues on where Marguerite may be, while Maxine and Billie maybe took a step into the wild. They found themselves in front of Frederick Augustus Stanton, maybe the most sinister info broker in the city, who happens to maybe or may not be Faust. And after a decent amount of deals, mostly made at Billie's expense and none really at Maxine's because she just keeps doing that, they managed to get some information looking for a couple of people, namely Darian Jones for Maxine, a girl named Rose for Billie, and trying to find anything on Marguerite. The other side of the table happened to find themselves outside of the main building for Time Stands for No Man, a group dedicated to the idea of becoming immortal. While they were trying to do some investigating, they realized that that place was heavily guarded and warded, to swiftly stop very nosy people, such as Riley, from seeing any of the secrets that may lurk inside. And while they were doing some searching, they managed to be found by Magic Greg, our ever lovely night watchman of the District of Power, a well-meaning man who is just trying his best alongside his two long-standing and long-suffering children. And after that, very lovely mix of threatening and conversation, they were all informed by Juniper and Azalea, Greg's actual competent family members, that they might find some information in the Hedge, a sort of loose magic bar found in the District of Power. With all of this various information gathered, the groups found themselves back to base as normal. And now we start with a new day.
This song is like a fucking 10-second loop.
It worked.
Though. I love
Roast it.
Take that 10-second song. But we find ourselves, as we do most nights, the sun has recently set. Everyone is wide awake and eager for the various mysteries that lie ahead. Octavia, you have been the most focused. what is your mindset going into this day?
Octavia, awoke some time ago, a bit earlier than usual, and spent some time just loving on Prophet, giving him some real good scritchies. We're going to be busy today, pup. Going to the hedge bar, hopefully. I'm banking on some of our friends having been there before. And I am still focused on following these leads to find Marguerite. So as I head into the main room, is anyone else awake at this point?
It's pretty early in the night. If anyone is, known to rise, they will be
I-
awake.
I'm not a vampire, so I have a day job.
Would you be here, Billie?
I would like if it's coming towards the end of the night and y'all are waking up. Yeah, it's the end of my shift. I was like, I had it like, I'm assuming I work my shift, I sleep for a little bit, and then I go out and do shenanigans with y'all all night.
Great. Wow.
Nice.
Are you me when I was 23?
I am perpetually 23.
Billie, have you been to the Hedge Bar before? It's in the Power District.
It's not really one of my haunts, so no.
All right. I was gathering some intel the other day or evening, and it seems like Magic Greg was pushing us in that direction.
Magic Greg?
Oh, some
You mean
half-ass wizard. Not very good.
You-
A little
you-
embarrassing, but at least he did give us this information.
You just go around calling him Magic. I know him as Greg.
Oh, you're aware of him. Perfect.
Everybody knows Greg.
Why did he introduce himself as Magic Greg if everyone just calls him Greg?
Because no one else will call him Magic Greg.
I see.
I think at this point, Abigail's heard the murmuring and will get up and be like, wait, no, wait a second. I believe he was most formally known as Wizard Gregory or Gregory the Wizard. I don't know. And then I think that's just our little aside. We probably shouldn't call him that to his face. But also, you were pretty badass when you did it. So props.
Thanks, Abigail.
Riley
Did
is
you have other plans?
Me?
I say to Abigail, yeah.
Oh, no. I'm down to hedge it up.
Excellent.
What's with this? I'm still trying to get my bearings, but Power neighborhood, is that one that we're cool with? I don't know. I just don't want to get a crossbow to the back,
I think Maxine's pouring herself a drink at this point. She's walked in. It's like, oh yeah, that's the magic people area.
Oh,
Yes. Della's been in there.
then
The Oracle?
right.
That I'm assisting, quote unquote. So I would say I've already started laying some roots down in that district.
Hey, look at you making friends.
Do you think I could
Thank you,
learn
thank
some
you.
spells or something? Octavia,
I'd always be happy to teach.
that'd be cool. I don't know. I'm always learning to learn new things, I could knit too, but magic, it just feels like,
There
you
you
know,
go. That's a skill.
that is true. Does anybody want a sweater? Billie?
I can grow fur, so
If we put a sweater on Riley, do you think we'd be able to see a magic sweater? Do you think we'd be able to see them all the time? These are the important questions.
I doubt
I
it.
look around because I'm not sure if Riley's in the room or not.
I am just eyeballing Maxine. Are they serious?
Yeah. Riley, were you in the room when all of that happened?
Yeah, Riley wakes up about an hour before the vampires, but just kind of lingers in the main lobby, invisibly, waiting for an opportune time to appear. And it seemed that people were enjoying their conversations, so she didn't appear for a while, and it's only when people start talking about him that the slow reappearing like corpse standing in the middle of the room that slowly turns into just normal looking Riley appears. Sorry, I've been
Oh.
here for a bit.
Hey, ooh, man, gotta get you a bell or something.
That's
She's not
great.
a cat.
Well, I mean, I feel like out of character, I feel like we're like these old ants that are coming to like a new country with like a whole bunch of like new facets of creatures, and they're like, I don't know if this is offensive or not.
I think if you put a sweater on me when I'm manifested, when I go away, it'll flop to the ground and be kind of moist.
Ooh.
Ooh.
But you could try. I haven't really been able to change these clothes for about a year.
What?
Would you like to?
I think this is still in fashion.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I can see.
Whoa. Whoa. Was that?
I'm sorry, that might have been mean.
I don't know. I can't see.
Oh.
Also true.
Abigail's just like looking back and forth in this interaction.
Billy's taking a drink.
Hey, yo, do you all want to join us for a little excursion?
To the power people?
The
Yeah.
hedge bar.
I think that Octavia might be good. They like doing alchemy and spells and stuff there.
I believe
be
another
fun.
lead we were given, if some folks don't want to head that way, was the Mortal District. But I feel like that was less strong.
Hey, I don't know if we're allowed over there.
I mean, I feel like I'd be okay over this, and that could be fun. But I'm good to do whatever you guys want to do.
Well, I
I just
mean,
feel like I'm better at talking to normies than the wizard people.
I got a bad history with folks with magic. Not. No.
Oh,
I mean, if you guys want to take the lead, we can back you up and go with you.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that.
that sounds nice.
There's a couple.
Are we all
dead
gonna hang out
wizards there
together?
I could
I
talk
think
to.
it would be fun to hang out together.
Yeah, that's really cute, you guys. I think that would be great. You want to all hold hands?
Do you want me to
Oh, we
get a
walk down the
bell?
street. We can get a bell if you want. I didn't mean it's like a saying, but also if
All right, let's go. And Riley didn't manifest physically, so just walks through the front door.
The door simply opens as the five of you, I believe for the first time, sort of collectively head out towards the District
Whoa,
of
no
Power.
splitting the party.
Yay!
Does anyone want to make any city moves as you are heading towards this district? Of course, if you do, you can mark you can mark that circle off, which gets you one step closer to taking advancements.
What the hell is a city move? Sorry.
Oh, I completely get it. I can, well, let me see if I can copy and paste and send you some stuff about city moves in
Is
the
it on the
quickness.
cheat sheet?
No, not yet.
Ah, dang.
I can get you some
So
city move stuff
entertaining as
sent
I'm
out.
like reading up on city moves. I'm like, wait, hold on.
That is how it be sometimes. We are all new to this, and that's okay.
Would I be able to like put out like flyers that I've made? Like maybe this is like a put out the word move where I'm like putting like performers needed for new bar, like that vibe or something like that. I don't know.
I would call that maybe a more of a tend to your business.
Tend to your business? Okay, I can
Yes,
do that.
because
That
you're
works.
doing guerrilla marketing as you're
Yeah.
on this
Hey.
It's
journey
like
of.
I stayed up like maybe a little too late for a vampire to do that. Like then I went to bed. That's why I got up like later than everybody. Like I was like doing that before I went actually to sleep the evening prior, just making posters.
Can I? Well, yeah, if they're tending to their business, can I try and like put the word out, for Rose?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
Yeah.
this are all things that sort of happen both as you are traveling, but also the things sort of that happen off screen a lot. So yes, of course, uh, roll for. I'm going to say roll for Maxine. Roll for your district. Are you mainly advertising there? Or are you advertising in Power specifically?
I think I would like to try and advertise in Power as
Okay.
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll try to branch out since we're going there.
Yeah, I will say roll for Power for your circle move.
Okay. So I rolled a 10, -1 for Power, so that's a 9.
Okay, so I will. Stuff will happen as you are in the future as you are tending to your business with all of
Sick.
that. And Billie, your status is, I believe, 1. You are yeah, I'm gonna say your status is probably about a 1. You're known, but not anyone with that much power. You're just kind of a little guy still.
Yeah, in night. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So roll generally with roll +1 for your status.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Well,
Nice.
with my +1 in my, like, because I get 1, I'm rolling night, right?
Yes.
All right, so I got a 1 in night with my +1 for my status is a sharp, sexy grand total of 4. Because
I
I
knew it
rolled
was gonna
snake
be 4. I
eye.
felt
Oh my
it.
god.
Okay.
I
So,
know.
as
This is
well.
why I've been looking for Rose for so long.
Oh my god.
Oh my
The
god.
dice just are against it.
Okay. So, as well, something will be happening to you in a little bit.
Oh god.
Fun.
Yes, you both have done some work that is going to lead to some people gaining interest in you, good or bad.
Can't imagine what
Ooh.
mine would be.
Who
Any
can say?
attention is good attention.
That
So
is
true.
not true.
That is a wild sentence.
Do we-
Riley, Abigail, and Octavia, are there any city moves you would like to do?
Do we anticipate that this is gonna get hostile?
Whoa.
To what lengths are all of you willing to go for this old lady?
As far as it takes.
That's a bold statement.
Wow, I've never met this person before.
Okay.
This seems like a really cool person if you're willing to like give up your unlife for them.
I'll be right back. And I'm gonna fade, and I'm going to, just in case, attempt to recruit some allies for this
Hey.
this gig we're gonna do. Whether there's some magical ghosts, some dead mages, or if I can just get some of the ghosts pals that I might have around town to come into the power district and help us along the way.
Okay.
Da-
Yeah, I would say Riley, mainly because of the kind of information work you do. I would say you are probably status 2. I think you're probably the highest status currently amongst the party
Nice.
because you have made yourself such a piece of like city gossip and city news.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna against martial forces. Is that the right one, or is it recruit new allies?
I would say recruit new allies.
All right. 8.
Okay.
So I pick 2 from this list. I'm gonna say they are notably discreet. I don't want these ghost pals showing up unless shit hits the fan. So I want them to basically keep in the shadows, keep unmanifested as long as need be. And I'm gonna say aggressively focused. That sounds fun, leaving room for the other possibilities to be not true.
Yeah, no, nothing great like aggressive and discreet. Nothing bad can happen there.
So I think all of the ghosts that Riley associates with are really like kind of how you would view a coworker. Like Riley's not well connected emotionally with anybody, but like the name, people know Riley, and they kind of just pick up like a couple drifting ghosts who don't have anything else to do for the night.
Okay. Yeah, and you are in fact offering up a debt as well for this?
Yeah. I mean, they can. Yeah, I love.
Okay.
I love
Ooh.
offering up debts.
So, yeah, you I think find you know them. You have heard tell of them necessarily doing wet work is maybe too violent of a word, but if there's somebody you need who's potentially going to have an accident and there's no body to no fingerprints, the ghost gunners are the sort of go-to group for that.
Not a huge fan of the name, but I gotta admit they are discreet and aggressively focused.
They get results.
Yeah. I love owing the ghost gunners a debt.
What could possibly go wrong? But yes, does anyone else have anything they would like to do, either in city moves or circle moves? Because you can also put a name to the face, study a place of power, or hit the streets.
For Octavia, I already studied a place of power at the end of the last session, so I feel like I'm kind of just following up on that now, so I don't feel
Okay.
the need to make another move at this point.
Gotcha. And Abigail, anything for you?
And does it work to like assist? Because I feel like I'd want to assist Octavia in the studying of the place, that we're going to.
Yeah, I mean, so once we get to the hedge, which you're going to be there in a second, if you would like to, if Octavia would like to study that, you can, of course, offer help in however you want, and we'll figure out all the numbers then.
Nice.
But yes,
Awesome.
oh, sorry. Yeah, after a little bit of walking, of moving through the streets, you find yourself, of course, in the District of Power, in sort of the general area surrounding the university. And there are, alongside the city, a line of various, well, they're not really bars because of the time we are in, but, they are social gathering places. Local haberdashers, local like clothing stores, boutiques, places like that. Which, if you are someone who knows the city or knows your way around anything that's a little sketchy, underneath those sort of locations, you may find a bar. And I believe you see, and I'm going to say it's a shop for canes, generally more decorative ones. You see on the like front door a small like magical room. I think all of you can recognize that, even if you don't know what it is, you understand that this is something magical. And as all supernatural creatures here, as you sort of were to touch that little runic symbol, the door would glow slightly. The doorknob maybe illuminating with a slight golden glow. If you were to open it, you would find yourself in a small bar. Its exact locations, somewhere in this same sort of area, maybe in the next room over, next building over. Maybe they are sort of dimensionally stacked. That's not for you to know. What is to know is drinks are flowing. People are talking. There is sort of, I would say the bartender is maybe some sort of, there is a lot of presentation with the bartenders. These are magicians by nature. These are wizards by nature. So someone is, turning a cocktail into a creature and then turning that back into alcohol. Clouds are formed and they are raining small droplets of a martini into a glass. People are literally levitating as they are taking a sip of a drink. Welcome to the hedge.
As
Thanks, looks
we
neat.
enter,
Massive.
the magic is pulsating in the air here. I think I'm in love. And as we enter, Octavia is going to would you count this as a place of power?
Absolutely.
Okay. Then I'll take advantage of Abigail's assistance here as I study this place of power. I'm trying to get a read on maybe the best areas that people doing shady dealings might be located in this speakeasy area.
Okay. Yeah. Abigail, I'm curious. Just how are you assisting?
Let me read this thing again to make sure that I know what I'm doing. Sorry, I need to find the page.
I can read out, lend a hand, or get in the way if you'd like me to.
Ooh. Oh, that's like the kind of, I like that. Okay. No, I was gonna read kind of what the act of studying, because Abigail is very like, if we're studying, like, I feel like she's got good eyes, is really good at, scoping a joint out. But doesn't have a lot of like knowledge of like where we are yet,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the end of my sentence at the moment.
Yeah. I'm gonna say lend a hand would work perfectly here.
Okay, cool.
So
I
roll
like
with
it.
I'm gonna say roll with Octavia's circle. Your circle is
Power.
power. Yes. So roll with
Nice.
power.
Yeah. Here I come. Here I
I love
come.
the music, Kelly.
I know.
So good.
It's very jaunty.
Missing my things. That it's a 7.
Okay. So you will give Octavia +1, but you will also
Woo!
expose yourself to danger, entanglement, or cost.
Oh, less good.
I think
Pros in here.
I think you find yourself in with an entanglement. I think as you were sort of scoping the place out, I think this speakeasy does have a small little dance floor as well. There are sort of magic instruments playing themselves a bit, and I think somebody sort of notices you noticing the floor, and they sort of try to sidle up to you. And I think this person is, I think, kind of small. Like I'm going to say about 5'1", 5 foot. They have big round glasses. They look affectionately like a dork. They are wearing like their clothes are definitely really baggy. But like you can see almost sort of like little like magical runes like on their hands inscripted on their body. Hi, you look new here.
Yeah, I am.
Well, welcome to the hedge. I guess I'm a regular. I come here a lot after work, but nice to meet you. And they sort of very nervously like extend their hand.
Nice. I'll grab it. I'll shake it.
Uh,
What's your name?
Autumn.
Hey, Autumn. That's nice. My last name is Summers.
I didn't do that intentionally. I need that to be clear. That was not the bit.
Hey, we're rolling with
I
it.
think Rachel and I were tilting our heads
We were like,
because it was reference to Forgotten
previous
Guardians.
episode.
Yeah, that's true too.
Funny. But yeah, they like sort of say, "Oh, what a coincidence." Do you have any questions about here, or I mean, if you, I don't know if you're someone who likes to dance, or I could, show you the drink menu, and like this person is very clearly trying to like talk to you in a clearly like they are interested in you in some capacity.
I'll go yeah, well, what's good about this place?
Oh, I mean, so I don't know how in tune you are on like magic politics. But a lot of wizards sort of came up through institutions, and I get it. I understand institutional magic. I sort of dropped out. But one of the nice things about this place is it really doesn't matter where you started magic as long as you're passionate about it. So a lot of us are sort of self-taught or taught through, weird co-ops and collectives. So, if let's say a place like the Palantir, which I think Billie, Riley, and Maxine would know is like the upper class wizard like bar. This one is the like scrappy kind of hole in the wall that a lot of people really like if you're in the know.
We came to the wrong one. We should have gone to the cool bar.
Oh, well, sure, that's cool, I guess. I don't suppose you've seen. Oh, I just kicked my webcam.
I must say you fell like 2 feet.
Yeah, I just dropped.
You're trying to get down under eye level.
Stumbled on the floor a little bit. It was slippy on this floor, on this dance floor. I don't suppose you've seen this lady, and Abigail tries her best to describe Marge, what she would look like at Marguerite back at the IOU. And I was like, I don't actually know what she wears for like pants, because she's always behind that desk. She's always got a drink in her hand. I think gin. I think she likes gin.
Would you call her like a walking cigarette of a woman?
Oh, wow. That's really good, Autumn. Yeah.
And they sort of take a second, like, well, not for a while. I know she was a regular at most bars for at least a little bit, sort of trying to find the right one. Um, but it's been, I don't know, maybe 2, 3 months since I've seen her around here. She would mention something about having a group she was waiting on or something. Um, but I don't know. I didn't. She kind of intimidated me. And like
that's
they
good.
kind of just gesture to their form once again, just kind of showing how small they kind of carry themselves.
Nice. Do you know, and you don't need to, you don't need to call them over or anything like that, but would you know who owns this joint?
Yeah. And they sort of gesture to like the actual bar like itself. Uh there are a couple of different like barkeeps there doing a variety of drinks, but almost a la Tom Cruise and Cocktail, right?
Nice.
Someone is doing the most. Um
Greg.
and he is sort of this almost braggadocio with the way he is carrying himself, almost being like, if I drop this around for everybody, as he like juggles 3 bottles
Nice.
and then like levitates them with magic.
Oh my God, relax. Well, that's okay, good. Yeah, I might come back here. I'm not really in the mood for for fun tonight, but it was nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well. I hope I was able to help a little. But see you around, hopefully. And they sort of scurry off, not because they get it. They do not want to intrude on your space like that. But they do give you information on who owns this joint.
Nice. That was the nicest experience I've ever had of somebody approaching me at a bar. I will head back over to my group and relay some of that information.
Dancing and listening.
Yeah, I'm about to say, anyone else who was like not preoccupied with other things, you saw all of that. You saw someone being clearly at least a little interested in Abigail. Octavia,
back
I
and
think you
like,
could even feel
nice.
that magically. Like you could read the auras. There's some clear affection there.
The lover's card is coming up in my Braille tarot deck.
What are y'all staring at?
Oh, nothing. I'm just dancing. I don't know
They were into
what
you.
you're talking about.
Me?
Yeah.
In my trench coat and suspenders? I don't think so.
Most wizards wear that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyways, so they said that your friend hasn't been here in a while.
yeah, I guess so. And also, why the heck was this lady waiting for us to arrive? Why couldn't she? I don't know, but
Didn't she say she was on the boat with you when you guys got on there? Like,
or waiting for us to wake up or something.
why didn't she just drive the boat so you weren't stuck for like 30
this
years? I don't understand.
lady works in the most mysterious ways, and it's starting to piss me off.
Did she abandon the ship when it got destroyed? Whatever caused it to take damage?
The Marge Bodge.
I get it.
They
now.
did
Her
that.
namesake. She abandoned her namesake.
I didn't name it, but
the boys didn't mention seeing an older lady with cigar smoke. So you must have been on that beach for a bit or floating just outside of the city. Why wouldn't she try to get you help?
I don't know. Octavia, you got anything? I don't understand any of this.
I'm sure she did, but something must have gotten in her way.
Sounds like it was bar hopping.
I don't know. Anyways,
I don't know what you're talking about, Riley.
Okay.
There's a little flashy guy behind the bar, and he apparently owns the joint. So I don't know if anybody wants to go.
Can I put a name to a face and try to learn more about this guy since I frequent bars?
Sure, absolutely.
Yay!
Lean into your strength.
That's gonna be so bad because I'm rolling in their circle, which is power, right?
Yeah.
That's so poopy. So that's gonna be a 7. So it's not gonna be a full success, which is great. This is super great.
Okay. Yeah,
I can't
can
get a 10 for the life of me.
Okay, I'll tell you what most people know about him. This is Cosmo, bartender of the stars. There is almost a flashy sort of neon sign that sometimes, or not neon sign, but sort of they make as if a neon sign appears sort of whenever they introduce themselves to new people. And he is well known regardless. Like, despite being a hedge wizard, and like someone who never learned magic properly, is well respected for being very good at this type of magic. There are rumors about like where he got to start. People have said, oh, they absolutely saw him as a stage magician back in the day. No one quite knows exactly where he came from, but he always kind of feels a little bit like a charlatan. But as long as the drinks are good, they're not here to judge his past or judge his vibes. He makes a good drink, and those are illegal right now. So that's what matters.
That's what counts. I relay all of that information and really put the emphasis on that last bit. Because that's what I care about.
No matter what happens, he makes a good drink.
Listen, he makes
cannot
a great
make him
drink.
mad.
None of
I'm
us know
surprised
how
Maxine
to.
doesn't have a hand in her drink. A drink in her hand yet.
Well, you got to be safe in these places.
That's fair.
Do they, out of character, do they sell blood in the Power District, or would that be a weird thing to do?
So I think most establishments wouldn't. places like this that are sort of outside of the traditional sort of idea of what power looks like absolutely are willing to.
Hmm.
I think they have like you can see on like the menu there's like the sanguine special. And I think
Ooh.
it says, for our more bloodthirsty creatures. It tries to be a little bit flirty about the fact they're drinking blood.
It's kind of sexy.
I guess Bloody Mary is probably too on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's tacky.
Sanguine means blood, doesn't it?
You got it.
Yeah, it sure does.
Well, if you all plan to stay here for a while, even though it seems like Margarita isn't here, I'm just gonna sort of blend in,
Well,
and I'm just gonna
we
like
could.
walk around. I'm just without even hearing a reply. I'm gonna start walking around the crowd, trying to pick up like pockets of conversations here and there.
Oh, they're
Mm.
doing their job. I see. I see. Well, we could go and order a round of the Sanguine
Yeah.
special and maybe try to chat this Cosmo up.
Let's get you a drink.
Maybe he knows a little. Maybe Marguerite told them where they were heading off to. I don't know.
Yeah. While that happens, Kelly, I think you could absolutely roll study a place of power. There's more than one way to study a place. And gathering intel in this way is also a way to do so.
Cool. I got 1 in power. That's a 8.
Okay. So the consequences will follow. I'm gonna hop back to the other conversation first.
Cool.
Before they as they all head off, can I just post up in a corner and just eyeball everybody? And this is my version of studying a place of power.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There is more than one thing that can be hidden in a room. Do not hesitate. You all have different ways, so there's different types of information that can be revealed.
Yeah, instead of actually the studying the place, I'm watching the people and kind of trying to suss everyone out. I'm vibe checking the room.
Okay. Yeah, I think that works very well in a place like this.
What is up with these doubles? My power is a 0. I have no
Okay.
status in this
Straight
place.
roll.
And I rolled a really sexy 6.
Ooh.
Okay. Unless someone wants to potentially try to help, that's gonna be a thing.
And if I see before we head off that you're gonna go check around, I could try and eyeball something while I'm walking away, and then sneak back and be like, "Hey, there's a thing over there. Check it out." I don't know.
I will
also
absolutely
have
allow you to
negative
try to
1 to
help.
this place, so if you want my help.
And so instead of using Maxine's help, instead of focusing on the what? Sorry, hang on. Sorry, life. Instead of focusing on the whole thing as a whole, I will focus solely on people who might be watching Maxine and the group.
Okay. Yeah.
Which will narrow my focus by a lot.
Yeah, that's actually a very smart way of handling that. I'll still need Maxine to make a roll for me.
Yeah.
Help me, Maxine. You're my only
to
hope.
roll to lend a hand. So your circle is Knight, correct? Billie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so roll with Knight for this.
Sick. That is a 9.
Okay. So you will also potentially expose yourself to danger, entanglement, or cost. And we will get back to that as well.
That makes sense.
Now, people
I'm
want to
very
talk to
loud.
Cosmo first, and then the consequences will follow after.
Love the consequence landslide that's about to come.
Oh yeah,
went
many
so
things are
well
going to be
tonight.
falling into place. Don't worry.
Before we do that though, I did roll for my study a place of power. With Abigail's assistance, I got an 11.
Wow.
Okay. What
So
were
much better
you
than me.
specifically interested in trying to find? Like, what aspect were you curious about the most?
Mhm. So I'm following up on the lead that we got from Gregory. So I'm
Mm.
thinking about the Time Stands for No Man group and their mission of immortality no matter what. And I'm trying to see if anyone here is like already speaking about this because
Okay.
I know that was featured in the room where Marguerite went missing.
Yeah. Okay. I think particularly there are a couple of, despite this being like a bar where there's definitely music and stuff, you can absolutely just hear and almost feel magic coming from like certain spots near the sort of corners. Like while Billie is probably posted up in one corner, there's definitely like a sitting and speaking area. And if you were to follow that, you can tell that's where people have many quiet and sort of concerning type of conversations, whether that be related directly to places like this, whether it be about this bar or other sort of magical institutions. And you absolutely, I think, sort of pings on your radar that there is talk and discussion of time stands for Nomia. There's absolutely, I would say, a magic that you could place at in the same field of like chronomancy. Like people are, in fact, futzing with time in some way in this bar. So
Okay.
yes, there to an extent there is some messing with time here in this place.
And with that information, I think I'm gonna like put a hand on Maxine and Abigail. I think the two of you can work your magic with our dear Cosmos. I'll be somewhere else in here, and I'll head over in that direction.
Okay.
The person who's really good at talking to magic people not gonna be with us. Great. Okay,
Hey.
let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Listen,
Things change. Things change.
the storyteller said that they
I
weren't
know.
a traditional head
know.
wizard.
I know.
Let's get a drink. Let's get a drink.
All right. So you two head to the bar, and almost the second you sit down, like you see two menus almost apparate in front of you. Hello, I don't believe I've seen you here before, and points at Abigail and Maxine. Always a pleasure.
It's good seeing you, Cosmo.
It's been a while. I know you've been sort of, trying to find a new haunt.
Yeah,
And-
I've been trying a few things.
He says haunt almost with a bit of a wink to it.
I'm like, well, sometimes you just need something familiar.
That is what I try to do. Do you need something that reminds you a little bit of home, of when you were a bit younger, and sort of just like almost you can almost feel magic sort of like lingering around you, almost as if it's trying to get a feel for who you are as a person. If you would like to try to resist this sort of magic, you can absolutely roll to keep your cool. If you're okay with it, you don't have to do anything about it.
I might try and keep my cool a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be fun. Let's do that. Hold on. Keep your cool. Which is, why can I? There we go. We're rolling with spirit. Where's my spirit? Damn it! Why is that the -1? Okay, it's fine. It's a 7.
Okay. So with a 7, you can make it very clear, like you don't want like this sort of magic thing, but it is causing a slight scene, and that is what it will cost you. Is
Okay.
potentially like making a little bit of a brouhaha.
Oh, okay. So instead of making it like, how could you do this to me? I'm gonna just kind of maybe laugh it off a little too loud. Like it's a little obnoxious. And I'm like, oh, Cosmo, you and your antics, just like a little too like people turn. They're like,
Yes.
oh
Oh no,
hello.
someone's
Who is
like,
this,
wow,
who is this
yeah.
woman? Like
I don't think she needs to be at this bar. She
Yeah.
clearly had enough.
yeah.
So yeah, there's just a couple of people who are maybe a bit more aware of you now in this moment.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Kat, thank you for falling one
Yeah,
more time.
Don't worry about it.
And I think
I'm falling off my bar stool. Oh, yeah, slippery.
exactly. And
We
Cosmo
both
offers
already had too much. We do not
Oh
need
God,
another drink.
really making a scene.
Cosmo offers to do the same for you as well if you'd like a drink that sort of reminds you of home or when you were younger.
I don't think I know what this is, so I'm gonna just let it happen.
Yeah. And he's like, and forgive me for being a bit presumptuous, but I assume you're also a vampire, so to say.
Sure, yeah, whatever you say.
What a wild reaction to being asked if you're a vampire.
It's like when somebody goes, "Are you so and so?" and you're like, "Whatever you want."
And yeah, he sort of gives Maxine her usual because there's no way you don't have a usual at most
Yeah,
bars.
100%.
And Abigail, you are given almost a shot glass that looks it looks almost like concentrated blood, but there's like little bubbles in it. And it is slid to you. Both of you, please enjoy. This one's on the house because I always like to impress a new customer. And Maxine, your tab is
Oh.
already high enough.
Well, let's not talk about that too loud in public, as I am already talking like way too loud.
But yeah,
Well, yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm Abigail, by the way, Abigail Summers, and I'll like offer a hand.
yeah, takes it almost with a bit of a flourish. There is a sort of warmth to it that, like, despite you being a vampire, despite you being undead, you can just sort of feel that natural warmth extending from the everything about Cosmo. And do you take a sip of your drink or
Yeah.
down the hatch? Either way.
Sure. I'll probably, if it's in a shot glass, I'll down the hatch.
Yeah. Okay. So it tastes like souse. Like in the way that you had it when you were alive. It is less of a drink that you're imbibing and almost a taste of memory, a taste of a different time. You feel human again, at least in this one instance. You are remembering the sort of like poor lighting in that place, the greasy food, almost the like laughter you would have there, the just loud noises both inside and outside of that diner. Sort of the gruff way Sal would talk to everybody, and the times that sometimes he would give you a little bit of a slightly bigger helping of food on the house. All of that sort of coalesces in this one little drink. And it might be even overwhelming in a capacity.
I think it definitely, like, if Abigail was trying to play it cool, probably is not able to hide that this one like touches a little bit harder than she thought, because nothing has ever done something like that for her before. But I'll try to brush it off and go, good drink.
Yeah, when he did that one for me, it made me cry. That's why I said no.
Right. Well, you made quite the spot for yourself. It's great in here.
Yeah, I'm something of a hedge wizard myself, and I thought, why not a place for us? A place where you can sort of enjoy the splendors of life without being judged by the magic elite. And there's such contempt dripping from him as he says that.
Gatekeepers. You gotta hate them.
The worst.
We're kind of looking for somebody, and I think they come here a couple times. Goes by Marguerite.
Yes.
Probably spent quite a pretty penny here.
She seemed a bit lost when I found her, so it was on the house, but yeah.
And did you notice anything a little off about her when she was here?
Oh, absolutely. She was absolutely in a haze.
A haze? That's not like her. Did she say anything specifically notable to you that you remember?
Didn't talk a whole lot. Mostly said bit of a drifter.
Hmm.
Can I try to figure someone out? Can I see if
Absolutely.
he's maybe not telling us the whole truth on this bad boy?
Yeah, absolutely. You can certainly try.
Okay. Oh my god. No, I don't know shit. That was a 2.
Yeah. You
All my dice, these are new dice. These suck.
Yeah, you can still ask an additional question. Says if you're in their circle, ask an additional question. I'm going to read that as you are in the circle of power. I think you can ask one for free.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. I guess specifically, how could I get this character to tell me a little more about Marguerite? That's my question. Like that's like how could I get them to elaborate on this? Because they seem a little shut down on this.
I mean, he is a barkeep. It is during his peak hours business, potentially talking outside of normal hours, whether that be when this place is shut down or just trying to buy a private moment are things you could do if you if
Okay.
yeah. There's
Then I
clearly
guess
details being left out.
yeah, my question to you then, storyteller would then be keeper would be, do I have any money on me that I could try to like pay a little bit off of my already clearly a lot tab that maybe would make him be more inclined to chat with us? Where am I like broke at this point? Or has Giovanni maybe fronted me some cash at this point to
He has
help?
fronted you cash specifically for the thing you were told to do,
Yeah.
or the thing you were trying to do. He's essentially
Okay.
given you a business loan.
Fair.
I
So you
can.
can use it.
I maybe don't use all of it. Maybe I just give him a little. I'll pay for the drinks and then a little extra. Be like,
Casper wants to say something, so I'm going
oh
to see what
yeah,
they have
go
to
for
say.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I can help out because Billie had just gotten off of work. Like you could just moosh off of me, which I'm pretty sure Maxine has done before at other bars.
Yeah.
This is fair.
Yeah, I think as sort of that conversation is happening, I think I'm going to jump around to check in on some of the other
100%.
dealings and doings happening in this bar. Riley, if you had been sort of doing a bit of scoping out, correct?
I do have a question. Is
Yes.
there any sort of like rule in this place that ghosts need to apply all 3 aspects of manifesting to themselves, or is it just common that they'd probably only be like walking around with 1 or 2 of them?
It is. I think this place has soft rules, right? Especially in the sense that this is not like tries not to be establishment. They definitely try to be like, hey, it would be cool if you did this, but they do not enforce it. So like there are certain social faux pas you can absolutely break
Okay.
because
I
there's
think if the
no
vibe
nothing.
is it would be cool if you did this, that um Riley will manifest all 3, which means I do take trauma.
Beautiful.
So
Oh.
I am heard, able to be touched and seen.
Yeah. When's the last time you've done this?
To
Just
Pet Profit about a month ago.
okay. Well,
Hey.
excellent use of trauma.
And I think it sort of manifests like every time I appear and it looks like I'm re-dying again. This is like it feels like I'm dying again rather than just like visually appearing as such. So I kind of get the like burning esophagus feeling and the taste of almost like battery acid. And it's just like really bad death indigestion. But if it's the vibe of this place, I'll walk around almost human. But I'm still eavesdropping because no one really pays attention to me, right?
Generally. And just if you can remind me, what did you roll for studying?
I got an 8.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think if you are sort of just studying around, you are hearing specifically about a lot of things going on and a lot of the current political shifting going into power right now. Namely, the Time Stands for No Man have been making bigger moves, just as a group and as an organization. They have absolutely been sort of hiring, recruiting, and trying to find new mages and new wizards. So that is one of the big ones in terms of some of the other groups as well. Let me pull up my sheet. The Esoteric Mystical Order, they have been doing not great. They've been on exceptionally hard times as of late. They are, of course, a weird sort of commune about of wizards, and they have been falling on hard times in the exact opposite way. The Time Stands for No Man is booming and like really trying to consolidate and hire people in the city. And you also hear people saying, "Yeah, no, like I do some occasional security. I help make sure the wards are good, things like that. But I don't really know what's going on." I think you generally hear that they're very cagey.
All right.
And I think you can feel that there are eyes on you, but nothing else from there.
Does it feel like so I don't get any vibe of like what Time Stands for No Man has done recently that is making them bolster? It's just their marketing seems good from my perspective.
Yeah, marketing as well as they are, actively bringing in more people in capacities to do magic.
Okay.
So there is just they're actually absolutely doing an increase on the magic front.
Are they bringing any out of towners?
Not yet.
All right.
Mostly it is a lot of the known magic population are in some way, either with their knowledge or not, kind of doing a thing that helps them. The great evil of capital.
And I think Riley is going to like occasionally stop off at the bar to like get a drink, adding to Maxine's tab. And then
Perfect.
walks around without drinking it.
Wild.
Because the alcohol burns even more when I fully manifest. But I gotta look like I'm just drinking and partying. That tastes good.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Billie, as you were sort of noticing people who are you are noticing people who are noticing everyone else. You see there are people who are absolutely looking at Maxine, mostly because Maxine has been very loud.
Uh-oh.
Not a
Classic.
whole lot of eyes on Abbigail. I think you maybe see one or two people sort of stop and glance, mostly because Abbigail is new, someone they haven't seen before. Octavia has sort of walked off, and there's absolutely a couple of people whispering about that. And just sort of, I think even as you see them sort of talking about it, you can see that down their arms, there's sort of that on long-standing like inscription and like runic magic that is sort of definitive of hedge wizards. And I would say even what appears to be like maybe a sundial as well, just like on their hands. And I think for Riley, not a lot of people notice Riley, but that kind of is par for the course with her.
It's the perks of being a wallflower.
Christ. Jesus, I'm so mad I set you up for that. But yeah, you are noticing that there are definitely people who are watching all of you, and those people are powerful, or at least feel confident enough about their power. And I think on that, we're going to take a break. We've been doing a lot, folks, so please stretch, take your bio breaks, drink a little water, and I will see you in, let's say, about 10 minutes or so. And take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Of course, Shar had to step away for the rest of this episode, but that is okay. We will catch up with Octavia's adventures at the beginning of the next episode. But we did leave off on Billie noticing that there's a couple of people here who look, let's say, well armed, both literally and figuratively.
With that happening, I think I'm gonna get a little more nervous. And my nails are gonna start growing, and like fur is gonna start sprouting off. Like growing across my face and like sprouting off my neck and like cuffs and stuff. Um, which just gives me +2 harm for my weaponry, or 2 harm for my weaponry and +1 armor.
Okay.
And it would be good to note that I am steadfast now. I fight like a small group against groups.
Oh, that is very
Yeah.
good to know. And is this transformation obvious?
For those not paying attention, I just look like a hairy. I just look like a kind of hairy dude. But
Okay.
for people who are watching me, then yeah, it's like, oh, okay. Because then like my fangs start getting a little longer, and it's like starting to get
Yeah.
I'm not blatantly obvious, but I am pretty noticeable.
Okay. Yeah. I think Billie, you rolled a 7, or you got a 7 when it came to noticing people and places here.
Yeah.
So you noticed who was watching your friends. You didn't
Yes.
necessarily notice who was watching you.
No, I did not.
And I think that is quite evident as
Mm.
as you've been watching, and there's been sort of a bit of tension rising as Maxine's been asking more pointed questions. Abigail's also been sort of noticing and trying to keep an eye on everything going on, as Octavia has slid to the back to try to hear a sort of discreet conversation, as Riley has been trying to survey the field for more info, and as Billie has sort of been doing a bit of a security check. The people here who have been noticing you have also been keeping an eye on the way things have been transpiring and noticing that you are, in fact, starting to bulk up, as it were.
Hmm.
You are hit. My screen did a weird thing. You are hit with a blast of magic. Um, I want to say it's just like almost force magic, as
Well,
you are
that's
sort of
rude.
hit in the side. And I'm going to say it is. I think I'm going to call it faint harm for now because it was not a direct hit on you. It was meant to be a bit of a sneak hit.
So wait, okay. I have a 1 armor, 2 harm. Nope, that's not right. Hmm. I am versatile. I am cunning. I am steadfast. Uh, Oh, I suffer 1 harm when I transform anyway. So.
Okay. In what is it? Just a faint harm? I mean, it would
Suffer
make
1
sense to me.
harm AP. I don't know what that means.
Okay. Yeah. I assume armor piercing or ignoring armor, but yes. So you've already taken 1 harm, but you are hit for another one. Let me look at your playbook to see how much armor or how much harm you can normally take on a good day.
Yes, and then you can tell me where I'm supposed to look for that.
Okay. So yeah, it's right under the advancement stuff in terms of where the harm thing is.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So if you've already taken 1, this will be actually escalate to a bit of a serious harm unless you use your armor now.
I think for the magic effect, yeah. Like I take 1 for myself, and just because I'm in so much pain, I don't feel like the magic. Like I feel a thump from an outside force, but I don't register it as pain.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think at that point you see in a similar way with that same like runic power like pattern and that same sundial like rune on the hand, you sort of see someone sort of almost panic when they see that you are standing tough and they didn't really hit you. And I think at that moment, hell breaks loose.
Oh, always fun.
Yes. I think three things happen at once. All of the people who had been trying to sort of be a bit undercover, a bit more quiet about this. Immediately, you start seeing and feeling just raw, concentrated magical energy emanating from people's hands. As I think some people begin to almost aim and point those at you, Billie, at Maxine, at Abbigail, and even at Riley. You see sort of Cosmo almost start clapping and disappear. And you hear sort of almost like if it's a loudspeaker. And violence has broken out, of course. If you are not involved in the violence, we do have the emergency exits right around the side. If you're involved in the violence, I would recommend stepping outside because I do not want to have to clean this up later.
Do I see Billie get hit?
Realize I'm muted. Shoot.
You were like reacting very hard, Rachel, so I could not tell.
Cool.
You, I think, don't necessarily, unless you were looking distinctly like in Billie's direction, you may not see it, but you hear the like impact instantly.
I think if I turn and I see Billie recoiling, I'll try to like target the person who did it. And I think like something kind of like snaps a little bit. Riley kind of like flinches and then just dead beelines towards the person who did it. And I'm going to attempt to smash my glass on the side of their head.
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
draw blood. Do it. Mm.
Terrifying.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Maxine, calm down.
Jesus. Yes, I believe that is doing a violence.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a violent.
I think that's the name of the move now. Yeah, turn to violence.
Do a
Roll with
violent.
blood.
Do a violence.
I only got 8. Damn. I mean, still, that's good. That's a thing. But they get to do something on me.
Okay.
No.
How much would you consider a glass to do damage?
How hard do you hit it?
How strong is Riley?
Riley isn't particularly wasn't strong in life. But something about passing on has made they're like they don't feel pain really when they're fighting. So they're able to push themselves past the limits. I got +2 to blood is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to say you are doing 2 harm.
All right.
Both because of the impact and the fact that it is glass. So yeah, you are doing 2 harm, and your move was obviously to inflict harm.
What are they gonna do to me?
Nothing. You're dead.
I wish it was that way.
I think they put you in a bad spot.
Ooh.
I think almost in the immediate recoil of being hit with that glass, like glass still embedded in their face, and like you almost see like a quick cast over their face to sort of numb it, as like they seem to at least relax enough in this moment where they will then cast something at you, and it is a bit of a barrier. I think it is barring the door and like the walls, so you cannot specifically try to get through them. So you are now stuck in this conflict as well.
Listen, you hurt my friend. I had to do something. And also a reminder that the ghost gunners are supposed to be on this shit as well.
Yep.
So let them pop off at any point in the future.
I know. Abbigail, Maxine, in all of this, I think chaos as well. I think if you were to turn from the bar, you are seeing at least 3 people pointed at the pointing sort of magical energy at the 2 of you, like one hand each focused on you, and then one person in the middle, sort of about having a one hand trained on you each.
What, little old me? I couldn't hurt a fly. And then I like brush up and I like lift my skirt a little bit and show that I am armed with my little revolver. And then I would like to maybe try and flip myself over to like go behind the bar as cover?
Yeah. This are you also turning to violence a bit?
I think so. I
All
think at
right.
this point this is a little much and I would
Yeah.
like it to stop, but this is happening. So,
Yeah. Roll with blood.
okay. Which dice do I want to use? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, that's a 10. We finally did it.
Ooh.
Okay.
We finally made it. So I will, I suppose, flip myself over to the other side of the bar and then shoot the closest person with my gun.
Okay. Yeah, you are. What is the thing you are doing with your 10 plus?
On my 10 plus. I think I'm gonna try and create an opportunity for an ally. So I think I shoot this person in a non-vital, but it hurts like a motherfucker. Like I aim for like maybe their kneecap or something. So it really
Jesus.
hurts. And I'm like, this could be over really quickly if you help me get rid of the rest of this rabble rouser. And then I point my gun at somebody else and like try to cover, like give myself a little bit of cover with the bar.
Yeah. Okay. So in your gun, judging by like your character sheet, does like 2 harm, correct?
Correct.
Yes. So yeah, this person immediately sort of like lets out a yelp of pain, and in the same way you saw happen with Billie, sort of immediately tries to almost like numb the pain of the wound. Like the wound is still clearly there, but they are sort of turning off the fact that they feel the pain. And they say nothing about like surrendering, and they
Sure.
simply go, "You need to be stopped," and they
All right.
inflict harm on you back.
Sure, I'm
And
hungry.
terrifying energy. And because you were behind the bar, I'm going to say that gives you some degree of cover. So you are going to take 1 harm as it sort of grazes you with this like magical energy. And I'm going to tell you right now, it feels it feels almost akin to light.
To light?
Yes, like
Ooh.
they are almost harnessing a sort of sunlight type thing.
Oh, that's rude. I will, I think, recoil a bit and kind of hiss at them. I'm assuming this is one serious harm.
I'm going to say because of the bar cover, it is 1 harm, but
Okay.
it is one I think faint harm.
Okay.
But you
cool.
know that they are now that you know that they are playing to
I
kill
know
a
what
little bit.
they ain't messing around. Yeah.
Yes.
Damn.
I will snarl as a vampire does at the sun or fire.
Nice.
Abigail and Billie as well, if you would like to start making moves.
Yeah. How do I let it out?
What a terrifying
How
How do
sentence.
I let it
Yeah,
out?
do it. Do
How do
it.
I release the beast? Um,
I am versatile. I take +1 ongoing to letting it out.
Not so much who let the dogs out, but how let the dogs out.
Yeah, how? How
Okay.
let the dogs out?
So yeah, let it out, activate these abilities. You've transformed from one form.
Perform a ferocious feat of lupine strength and speed and heal 2 harm instantly, starting with critical harm.
Yeah, so I would say those are things that just kind of you can choose to do, and whenever you have to roll, you will get I think a +1 to the act of letting it out.
Okay.
If you need to for like things like fighting with your unique speed and strength.
Yeah. I just
It
Sure.
says that you roll with spirit, and then on a hit, you mark corruption and
Okay.
activate the ability.
Okay, I
Oh,
missed that
frick
part.
yes.
Beautiful.
Roll with spirit. I can
Now
do
it's time
this.
for the corruption.
On a 10 plus, you ignore the corruption or the complication, your choice.
Okay, well, I got a 9. So
Is that with your +1?
yeah, wait, yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9.
Okay.
Wait, no,
Yes.
plus another one. I got a 10.
All right. So you ignore the corruption for now. And you were in fact doing which thing?
I think I'm going to heal to actually, I can wait.
Valid.
No, I'm going to heal 2 And then unrelated to me letting it out, I am steadfast and I fight like a small group against groups. So not this time because I want Abigail to have a turn, but like next time, upon hearing Maxine hiss, I'm gonna like just jump at those 3 dudes.
Okay.
If they're
Your
still standing.
complication will go after I see what Abigail does.
Yeah.
And sort of in the way you start fighting with the group.
Let's go.
I think after seeing Maxine's badass moves, I will kind of take their lead and I will do similar with my pistol, I think, as well. I'm gonna get behind the bar. We're gonna have 2 gunslingers behind the bar.
Yeah, let's go.
Nice. Got a real Western shootout.
Yeah.
We're never allowed back in this bar.
Good. This is the lame magic.
This is
bar.
the nerd bar.
So true.
I want to go to the politician
Sorry,
bar.
Autumn. Yeah. Do I roll to hit?
Yeah, roll to inflict some violence. Roll to turn to violence.
To do a violence.
Come on, buddy. Give me violence. That is a... Oh, and it's blood is the added?
Yes.
That's a 4.
Oof.
Ooh.
Okay, so a thing happens. A not great, well, a fun thing for me.
Yeah,
Personally,
go for it.
Not great for you. So yeah, I think I don't know if it's because you've been rusty, you've been hit with sort of a weird sense of nostalgia. This is a very chaotic place for violence to emerge from, but your shot is off.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, I think because you sort of stood up to try to take your shot, you are vulnerable, and you get hit with something fierce. I think in that same way that the sort of sunlight like hit Maxine and like left, I think, a bit of a burn because of that. You are hit in the chest with that same sort of sunlight.
Nice. Ouchie,
So, I mean,
ouchie.
Yeah. So you are going to be taking, I'm going to say, 2 serious harm.
Ouchie, ouchie. I'm embarrassed.
Oh.
That's an interesting word to choose.
Do I make it behind the bar?
I think you were behind the bar, you stood up to shoot, and you sort of get pushed back into like the drinks. So like a couple of drinks, a couple of like bottles fall. And I think once again over that sort of intercom you hear, if you could avoid breaking the bottles, I would greatly appreciate it.
Guys, what the hell?
Not my intent. I
This
think
is
I'll
your
drop
fault for letting these people in here.
And I think Billie, whenever you want to inflict that bit of violence, let me know.
Yeah, when Abigail gets shot into the bar, I'm probably going to snarl because literally taking care of these people was my job. And kind of like bulldoze my way, and like hit the back of, I guess, all 3 of them if I'm big enough. But like, I don't think I am.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take them all on.
Hey.
I think the thing that makes this, I'm going to say costly, is you're strong, you're big, you can fight a bunch of people at once. That also means a bunch of people are now focused on you directly, which means you are much more prone to actually taking violence. Are you rolling to inflict some more violence, to do some more violence?
Yeah, that's the wrong mouse. Let me try and smack these guys around a bunch. I roll with blood.
Yes.
And that is not fantastic. But yeah, I got an 8 with the +1, so.
Yeah, so I think.
Oh, that's fun.
I think you managed to, I think, throw a lot of these people around. Like between claws, between sheer strength and speed. It is just a sort of whirlwind of violence that happens both to you and from you, as a lot of these people are not able to sort of hit you in any major way, but you are getting hit by many people. So I think you are also going to be taking one. I think you are going to be overall taking one critical harm because you were essentially shot by like 7 different people,
Whoa.
and you also beat the shit out of 7 different people at once. But 7 pot shots is still 7 pot shots.
Damn.
Yeah.
Char's coming back to a TPK.
But you are, I think, partially because of your like speed body, the way you are transformed right now, you are still standing, but you are clearly looking wounded. Same alongside Abigail, Riley. I think
I'm good.
in this moment,
I'm just
well,
trapped.
well, I think the person you've specifically been fighting, I think they have sort of, in the way that they barriered you off from the place, I think they barriered themselves off from everyone else.
Mm.
And I think that they are specifically, their hands begin to glow in a way that I would call divine derogatory. And I think they just straight up punch you in the face. And I think you feel that first off. And I would call that a serious harm because it almost feels like they're trying to. It's almost like if you were punched with a bit of exorcism. Like it's.
Cool.
When that happens, I sort of recoil and I like heave and black bile sort of like spills out onto the ground and the floor and like on their feet and stuff. As I take 1 trauma from the first bit of harm that I take. I'm almost at max trauma. So I think that like I'm just like leaking at this point, just like black Ichor,
Yeah.
not Vicar. There's no priests coming out of my mouth.
I was like, that's a big move.
Yeah. And I think in this moment, I think specifically at you, sort of like the bile and like ichor sort of leaving your body. I think that is kind of the call sign in a weird way. As you see a bunch of things happen. Well, you don't see a bunch of things happen, which I think is the scarier part. As a bunch of people almost start convulsing. Like the people who were still upright and doing okay from Billie's sort of attack. People sort of almost advancing towards the bar with Maxine and a increasingly like in pain Abigail. All of these people who are like clearly starting to advance on you, their eyes go white.
The gunners.
And then I think the sort of bile and the ichor starts like running down their tear ducts and like a little out of their mouth and then out of their ears and nose. And then like it is almost as if like their pores, and it's almost as if they start like bleeding, sweating, crying, like vomiting ichor and blood, and they fall.
I don't
And
know
then
if that was the gunners. That might have been me.
Huh?
And I think almost when you say that, like the ichor in all of it sort of cools and rises and it takes form. And they're like, no, you don't get to take credit for this.
I thought the and as I'm talking and sort of muttering, I have a question. Is this place a bar and grill?
Yes. They really focus on the grill part or the bar part. There's a little grilling that happens.
Within this magical barrier that this wizard has created, was anybody eating a steak?
Okay, sure.
All right. Then I sort of like stumble down on a table with this steak and like still kind of heaving and stuff. I'm going to like play the part of like, wow, that punch really hurt me for a moment. And then I'm going to grab the steak knife and I'm going to swing around and try to like stab them basically in the jugular.
Yeah. I'm going to say, due to this exact moment in the violence, the people who are alive deeply wish they weren't. and you get that. That is free.
All right. And as I hold it, I think like I'm still trying to be like timid and stuff, and like part of Riley's like, I shouldn't be doing this. But just like holding the knife in their neck, I look at them and I say, "You don't attack my family." And I just like pull it out, slicing straight across.
Yeah. I think by this point, the violence is almost terrifyingly quick, as most of the people here have fallen or are trying to limp away and leave. And I think you see one person who doesn't have the faculties to leave in this moment. They are clearly like wounded in a way that moving would be awful. Moving would be just physically atrocious. But you see they have like done the nullifying of their actual pain, and they are still sort of laying there and almost chuckling at all of you. It's too late.
What's too late?
We're figuring it out. Some
What,
of
how
us
to do
might
magic?
die.
Congratulations. You did it.
Oh, I think there's almost a smile as you sort of say that. Oh, much more than magic. Soon this won't matter at all, and we might die, and I know I'm not long for this world, but my brothers will live on. My sisters will live on, live forever.
You'd probably
This time stands for no man. What were
Riley
you going to
looks
say, Riley?
Riley looks at the one saying that and says, "You'd probably reconsider that if you knew what dying actually meant."
I think as all of these, I think as you say that, there is almost a mockery in the eyes. It says, death doesn't scare me. I don't have regrets. And on the neck, you'll see that same sundial rune. And almost like you see the shadow on it magically move to midnight. And you see the eyes go white and just ceases. I think for any of the other people who are left in this bar who also have that same like sundial pattern on them, the same thing happens.
Man, what a bummer. I wanted to eat one of these chumps.
Should we run? Like, get out of here?
I think they just died.
Yeah, I know, but I
So-
mean, like in general, for the violence and the destruction of property and the
I mean,
who
like,
knows?
we could try to help clean this up a little bit if we wanted to, because Cosmo's gonna be as much of a coward as he is. He's probably not gonna like that there's a mess in here, but it's not really our fault. They shot first.
I think they'll probably use their magic to do that.
Fair enough.
I think as like you call Cosmo a coward, and as Riley sort of confirms that like magic will probably be used, uh, you just hear correct little spirit, and some of the things just almost magically begin to set upon themselves, in almost in a magician's apprentice esque way. You see sort of like walking mops and other like begin to like clean up the bodies and the alcohol, and sort of just like grab replacement bottles.
I'm gonna drop
Neat
the knife.
trick.
I'm gonna drop the knife and walk up to Billie and just sort of like put a hand on their back. You okay?
As you like touch my back, I like flinch at it as I'm kind of slightly coming out of a craze. And like as I see that the threat is been neutralized, the fur starts like sh- uh shedding. My teeth and my claws retract, and I am like my clothes are raggedy. Now I like my hat. I pick it up somewhere and like readjust it, and try and like straighten out as like jacket as best I can, even though like my sleeves are coming off and there's like a split down the back, and I'm busted and I'm achy. I don't
Yeah.
say a lot. It takes me a second.
I mean, you took a critical amount of harm. Uh, and Abigail is not too far behind you. She is behind the bar with a clear, almost like deep burning just in her center of mass. And I think, I don't know if you noticed this in the everything that happened, but there were a couple of people who were specifically watching Abigail who did not really move when the violence started. One of them has left. The other one sort of motions and sort of tries to help get you, Billie, and Abigail outside. And they sort of look and they say, I'm not going to say who I am, but I will at least help. I can at least help with magic. You didn't cause this, so I can at least get you healed up.
Oh, thanks.
I think also as we're leaving, I'll guide Octavia out as well.
Yes. Perfect. And as you are all sort of like pulled out, this person who doesn't say anything, and if you were to look at them, you realize that their features are almost shifting constantly.
Can I
almost
catch
as
their
if
sorry, can I catch their scent?
no,
Oh, wow.
they don't have one.
I hate magic.
And they sort of begin to almost magically stitch you up alongside Abigail, and they work very quietly, and you see almost a second pair of arms sort of reach from behind their back to stitch up one of you while directly focusing on the other. And those harms are reduced. Billie, your critical is reduced to a serious. Abigail, one of your seriouses are reduced to that of a faint.
Cool.
And they sort of stand up and look at the entire party and say, "Well, it seems like time stands for no man is clearly not your friend here, so I will leave you to it. If you need to know who I am, no, you don't, but you can call me Owl." And they sort of disappear.
What the heck?
Where do we find these people no time people? I want payback. I'm just saying. I'm not about somebody doing something like that to me and then leaving it be. And clearly they have your grandma or whatever. So
Do they have her, or is she maybe helping them?
That out when like I'm not bleeding.
Yeah, we should get out of this district.
yeah.
Maxine, do you still have my plate at your apartment?
Yeah.
Okay. I need some time. And I'm going to unmanifest and disappear and head over to Maxine's apartment.
Okay. Which is, I believe, also Billie's apartment.
Yeah. So you are all banged up, badly bruised and wounded, and while you could try to storm the gates of time stands for no man, I think everyone here is maybe smart enough to know that they shouldn't. So where do you all head off to bed down for at least a night?
I think probably the best place to go would probably be the IOU, like go back there because we can all be in one place. So if anything goes wrong, we can help each other.
Yeah. With the exception of Riley, correct?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Also, the IOU is protected with my sigil thingy.
Mm-hmm.
I marked my territory, which sounds terrible, but all it
I'm
is.
never gonna not think that's funny.
Yeah.
As I'm at Maxine and Billie's apartment, I'm gonna grab out of basically like a makeshift display case, a unassuming looking plate that looks well used and a bit outdated. And I'm just gonna sit cross-legged on the ground and hold it. And I'm gonna commune with one of my anchors, a item that is directly connected to my death. So I have to roll with spirit to try to get rid of some of my trauma. I got a 9, 10.
Ooh.
Which means that on a 10, your communion reveals a way that anchor might be resolved. Clear all trauma. So it's up to you. You can tell me, like, you can come up with a way, but basically the idea is that the anchor is keeping me connected to this earth as a ghost.
Yeah. What is the anchor specifically?
It is the plate that I ate my last meal on that was poisoned.
Okay.
That's not traumatic.
It's so fine. It's so normal. I think the thing it sort of tells you is the threads that you have experienced all have the same end state. They all have the same end point. Following this thread will lead you to the right threads. And I think that sort of strengthens your resolve.
I'm on the right track. Maybe for once.
Yeah. This isn't being done for nothing.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to paradise someday. And I'll just like basically rock back and forth for the rest of the night with this plate.
Yeah. And for the rest of the party, unless you have anything else you want to do, I'm gonna call it here.
Mm-hmm.
I think Maxine is feeling big eepies, so I think we're gonna head back.
And once
Abigail
again,
is licking her wounds.
yeah. And once again, Maxine getting off completely easy
Yeah,
compared
just a
to
little
everyone
scar
else.
that's gonna heal overnight. It's fine. I'm just powdering my nose.
One day, Maxine's luck is going to fail, and it's going to be so
hard.
bad.
It's gonna be so terrible.
Yeah, as the vampires are gonna go to sleep, can I re-up on the thing, the mark of the beast? I'm just gonna re-stamp the door with my picture of a rose.
Territory, yeah.
Oh my goodness, the one time I roll well. What the frick?
I think it's one of the good ones to roll well on. I'll be honest.
I know.
After tonight, yeah, people be looking for us.
I got 11 on the die, but +1 is a 12. So
Nice.
Beautiful.
I'm going to control, like, so with a 12, I can pick 3. Okay. So I'm gonna pick all of them. Sense who's in the building at all times, control the doors, locks, and windows, and conceal the building's location or true function.
Okay.
And yeah, specifically, I'm going to conceal the building's location. Actually, I don't need to know who's in the building, but I do want to control the locks and windows, the doors, locks, and windows. Conceal the location, and if they do happen to find it, conceal the true function.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't sense who's in the building, but I will instead give you location and function both blocked, as well as doors, locks, and windows. And on that, sort of I think an uneasy night of rest follows all of you in the various forms of resting and what it looks like as we end tonight's episode. Sheesh, y'all got messed up. But I will cut always to Rachel to take us out.
Yeah, thank you guys all for joining us tonight. Your viewership means so much to us, and we hope you had a good time. If you did and you want to show your support, the best way to do so is by heading on over to patreon.com/tabletoptitties. When you become a patron, you get access to a whole bunch of cool stuff, like our after show that we're about to record, as well as behind the scenes snippets, polls that affect our games, bonus episodes, a whole lot more. We also have a merch store, as I mentioned before. So definitely go and check that out, and all the cool things that we have to offer there at tabletoptitties.threadless.com. Make sure you're also following us on social media to find out all the things Tabletop Titties when we are going live, extra cool announcements, all that cool stuff. Definitely go and check that out there. And if you are going to use any hashtags, make sure you use hashtag TTTitties, because if you do, you might get named as a special honorary NPC in one of our games, which is super cool. You can find all of this information on our website at tabletoptitties.com. And remember, when we say titties, it is with double D's. We will see you next time.
Alrighty, everybody. Please sleep tight and do not let the ghouls bite. Unless you're into that, especially with Walton Goggins. Let him bite you if you want.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye.